Dylan Wang hospitalized after mysterious collapse, Shen Yue seen in tears outside private clinic. It started as just another evening in the city. Lights flashing. Crowds gathering. Reporters ready. But what no one expected was that a night meant for celebration would end with Dylan Wang rushed into a clinic through a back entrance and Shinyu crying outside the very walls that had held their history together once before. Everything changed in one heartbeat. And now the question on everyone's lips is simple yet terrifying. What happened to Dylan Wang? And what does Shinyu's heartbreak have to do with it? The moment that shocked everyone. Dylan Wang was scheduled to appear at a fashion campaign event in downtown Beijing. He had just wrapped up filming for a variety show the night before and was meant to step out only briefly for a photo op and a short fan interaction. According to attendees, he arrived smiling but appeared visibly tired. He waved. He signed a few autographs. He posed. And then, as he turned to walk toward the press booth, he collapsed. No warning. No stumble. Just sudden, complete collapse. Security rushed to shield him. Staff began shouting for medical help. Fans screamed. Cameras kept flashing until they were forcefully shut down. Within minutes, a black car was called and Dylan was rushed away, not to a hospital, but to a private clinic known only among the elite. And just as fast as it happened, he was gone. The first tears from Shen Yue. No one knew where Shen Yue was that evening. She was not on any public schedule, nor was she expected to appear at any entertainment function. But within an hour of Dylan's collapse, witnesses claimed she arrived quietly at the private clinic side entrance, wearing a mask, her hood pulled up, and accompanied by no one. What caught attention, however, was not just her presence. It was what followed. She was seen sitting on a bench outside the clinic's emergency wing, hunched over, visibly shaking. A nurse reportedly walked over to comfort her. Others say they heard her whisper, "This cannot be happening. Not like this. Not now." And then she broke into tears. Silent. Private. Real. The image of Shen Yue crying outside that clinic began to circulate in hushed circles. No paparazzi captured it. No one dared. But word of mouth made it clear. Something was breaking. Again. Insider reveals Dylan's health was already declining. The mystery deepened when an anonymous insider from Dylan's management team revealed that this collapse was not entirely unexpected. Dylan had been pushing through for weeks, the source said. He was filming during the day, attending brand meetings at night, and reportedly not sleeping more than 3 hours. He kept saying he was fine. But we knew he wasn't. The source also mentioned that Dylan had missed multiple therapy sessions in recent weeks, citing exhaustion and scheduling conflicts. But perhaps the most haunting statement came when the insider revealed. He fainted 2 weeks ago at home. No one knew. He made us swear not to let it get out. That silence has now shattered. Fans go into meltdown and rumors erupt. Once news of the collapse reached social media, fans broke down in disbelief. Some blamed the industry. Some blamed the pressure. Some blamed themselves for not seeing the signs. And others pointed their fingers at Shen Yue. Online threads speculated that Dylan's emotional stress was deeply tied to the confusion surrounding their undefined relationship. Her recent interviews. Their silent meetings. The emotional weight of reconnecting without truly reconciling. One post read, "He has been carrying too much for too long. Love unresolved is still love hurting." Another harsh comment said, "She kept him in limbo. No wonder his heart gave out." But then, other fans fired back. "No. Do not blame her. They were healing. Sometimes that journey just breaks you open before it heals you whole." The fandom was at war. Between compassion and anger. Between grief and confusion. Between hope and fear. Doctors release a statement, but it leaves more questions. 2 days after the collapse, the private clinic released a carefully worded statement. Mr. Dylan Wang experienced an acute episode of physical exhaustion and dehydration, resulting in temporary unconsciousness. He is stable and under observation. He is expected to make a full recovery with adequate rest. But fans were not convinced. Why did he collapse without warning? Why was he rushed to a private clinic instead of a hospital? And most importantly, why did Shen Yue arrive so quickly, and why has she not made any public statement since? A visit that changed everything. 4 days after Dylan was admitted, reports surfaced that Shen Yue visited him in the clinic after hours. No cameras. No stylists. No entourage. Just her. Sources claim that she stayed for over 2 hours. That their voices were raised at one point. That silence followed. That the lights in his room dimmed and that when she left, her face was red, her eyes swollen, but her expression calm. A staff member overheard a single line as she exited. "I just want you to come back. Not for the world. Not for the fans. For yourself." And with that, she left. No photos. No confirmation. But everyone felt it. The letter he never gave her, found on his bedside. As the media dug deeper into Dylan's condition, another discovery surfaced. On the table beside his hospital bed, nurses found a folded letter with Shen Yue's name on it. It was sealed. Untouched. Unsent. One staff member claimed that Dylan had read it aloud during one of his lucid moments. It read, in part, "I tried to be strong without you. I failed. I thought I could carry the silence, but it only buried me. I don't want to be a mystery to you anymore. I just want to be yours, whatever that means now." That letter, once private, became the center of every news cycle. Was it a final confession? Was it a plea? Was it too late? Shen Yue finally breaks her silence. After a week of silence, Shen Yue finally appeared publicly at an event she had previously committed to. She looked pale. Exhausted. But composed. When asked how Dylan was doing, she paused, looked at the reporter, and simply said, "He's stronger than people think. He just forgot how to rest. I hope he remembers now." The answer wasn't loud. But it was layered. Some saw it as support. Others saw it as distance. And some hoped it was her way of protecting him from more pressure. But the truth no one could escape was this. She was still showing up. Even if the world kept asking for answers she was not ready to give. A message from Dylan, finally. 10 days after his collapse, Dylan's official social media account posted a single image. It was a photo of the lake where he and Shen Yue were last seen months ago. And beneath it, just one sentence. "Still here. Just learning to breathe again." The post was shared over 3 million times in 24 hours. He did not mention her name. She did not repost it. But the message was clear to anyone who had followed their journey. He was not done. And neither was this story. But just as everyone thought things might quietly settle, Dylan returned, not with another cryptic social media post or a slow reappearance at an event, but with something no one expected. He stepped into the spotlight and said her name. Not once. Not accidentally. But deliberately, painfully, and with the kind of truth that makes the world stop spinning for a moment. And just like that, everything changed. Again. The invitation no one took seriously. It started with a simple digital invitation. Fans received it via a major fashion label's app, announcing that Dylan Wang would be making a surprise appearance at a recovery and reflection event hosted by the brand. It was branded as a celebration of strength after struggle. At first, fans assumed it was a marketing tactic, perhaps an old shoot being released, or a pre-recorded message. But then the venue was revealed. Live guests were invited. Security details were leaked. And most chilling of all, the invitation carried the phrase, "Not everything that breaks is lost. Sometimes, it's waiting to be rebuilt." Speculation exploded online. Is he going to talk about his collapse? Is this his goodbye? Is Shen Yue going to be there? The label refused to comment. Dylan's team said only that he would attend in person. No press interviews. No red carpet. Just him. On stage. For the first time since the collapse that nearly broke him. Fans hold their breath, Shen Yue spotted at the venue. On the night of the event, hundreds gathered in Beijing, lining the streets, clutching signs and flowers, and whispering what ifs. Inside, the space was minimalist. No bold colors. No flashing lights. Just a stage, soft lighting, and one microphone. Then, 20 minutes before it began, an anonymous photo was uploaded to Weibo. It showed Shen Yue entering the back of the venue. Masked. Unrecognizable at first. But unmistakable once enhanced. She was there. But not to perform. Not to speak. Just to listen. And the internet exploded. The moment he walked on stage. When Dylan finally appeared, the crowd gasped. He looked different. Thinner. Paler. But composed. Dressed simply in black, he walked with purpose, not performance. For a moment, he said nothing. He just stood there, breathing slowly, as if grounding himself. Then, with a deep breath, he spoke. "Thank you for being here. I wasn't sure I'd be standing again this soon. Honestly, there were moments I wasn't sure I wanted to." The room froze. What happened to me a few days ago wasn't just physical. It was everything. The exhaustion. The pressure. The pain I never talked about. The silence I tried to live inside. And then, without warning, he said her name. And a big part of that pain was not knowing how to keep loving someone when I didn't know if I still deserved them. Her name is Shen Yue. And I love her. The audience fell into stunned silence. I never stopped. Even when we weren't speaking. Even when we were pretending to move on. I carried it all. The memories. The mistakes. The moments I should have held her and didn't. The things I should have said and buried instead. That collapse you saw, it wasn't just from skipping sleep. It was because I've been running from the truth for too long. He paused. Visibly emotional. Voice trembling. I didn't come here to win her back in front of the world. I came here to say what I should have said a long time ago. I'm sorry. I'm grateful. And I'm still here, if she ever wants to come back. Shen Yue's reaction, a private moment caught on camera. As Dylan stepped down from the stage, attendees were left speechless. Some clapped slowly. Some cried. Most just sat there, stunned by the rawness of it all. But what happened moments later stole every headline across Asia. A behind-the-scenes staff member leaked footage of Shen Yue standing just backstage, her face wet with tears, her hand pressed against her mouth. In the video, someone whispers, "Are you okay?" She nods faintly. Then says, barely audible, "He wasn't supposed to say that. Not like that." She turned to leave, but paused. I didn't know he still felt all of that. Then she walked into the hallway, alone. The video lasted just 21 seconds, but it triggered over 1 million shares within an hour. Fandom divided, love, hate, and hope collide. Once again, Dylan and Shen Yue's story shattered the internet. Some praised Dylan's vulnerability. This is what healing looks like. Messy, honest, and real. Others called it manipulative. You don't declare love on a stage when she's still healing. That's pressure. Not love. And some blamed Shen Yue for not rushing out to embrace him. He just risked everything and she walked away. How can she still be unsure? But another voice offered something different. Maybe, just maybe, love isn't about grand gestures. Maybe it's about learning to meet someone quietly, after the noise fades.